Hey everyone, it's Tanya from Shattered Bones. I just wanted to touch base with everyone after my therapy appointment yesterday. Today is Friday, October something, 8th maybe? I'll post it. And I had a really great therapy session. I think that it was really good for me to finally tell the story about why I went no contact and about my arrest. It was my perspective of how it happened. I was in no way trying to say that I was out of control and I can understand why I was arrested. I simply cannot understand why the other two weren't arrested as well. I think 3 people should have been arrested that day. I'm not saying, I never want to use my mental illness as an excuse for poor behavior, no matter what. So I'm always responsible for my behavior. Even I have PTSD and I have agoraphobia. It's difficult for me to leave my house. I have dissociative identity disorder. But I would never use any of my diagnosis as an excuse for my poor behavior. I have been in trauma therapy since the 90s. I work really hard on myself. First couple years I went no contact, I was kind of mourning, and they had me in court over and over and over again. After that settled down, the last 2 years is just kind of feeling safe again and safe enough to tell my story. It's when I started Shattered Bones, started dealing with my trauma head on, working on my blog, which will eventually be my book. The YouTube channel, I really am enjoying this more than anything because it's just easier than writing for me. My therapist asked me to think of what are my goals? What do I want to do at this point? I'm tired of the anger and the rage and everything. I'm not going to have a relationship with those people ever again. I have decided that that would never be healthy for me. So I'm letting that go. People always says you need to forgive, you need to forgive. I cannot forgive somebody who doesn't even accept accountability for what they did. So that's not happening. That's between them and their maker. I'm okay with what I did. I handled things the best I knew how with the support that I had, which was very little to none. So the 2 primary things that I'm going to be focusing on now, besides myself and my mental and physical health, is helping others who maybe are just going no contact or even just trying to realize that they're in a toxic relationship. Of course, the other thing that I'm really really determined to do is help enforcement and different people in the legal system understand how to treat those of us who struggle with mental illness. I like to see people who are struggling with suicidal ideations be treated with the same dignity and respect that any other actively dying person receives. I won't stop until that happens. If you can save people by just being compassionate and kind and loving them, then you need to start saving them. People don't reach out. And trust me, I have been actively suicidal since I was 8 years old, and most recently 53. So all of my life I've been actively suicidal off and on. People that have my diagnosis, is 1 out of 3 of us typically die by suicide. So when I say I understand it, I do. But a person learns really quick how to answer those questions so you don't get stuck in the mental hospital. You can't be honest with them. You just can't. So something needs to change. Our lives matter too, and I'm determined to get this part changed before I die. Talk to y'all soon. Love y'all more.